They told me success was near, so just know that I'm steady. Not here to vent on my depression, shit, y'all know that already. The ups and downs that I've been through, to the man in the mirror, I know that a snake has bit you. You can't let the venom bend you, it's real. You deny me my meal, even after I prayed and not expect me to kill. Shit, it's enough for me. I'm not lying, I'm humble. I know my life in the jungle, but I'm the fucking king, so give me my cutlery. Son and these niggas, the custody battle cost me too. I'm not Jesus, but feast with niggas that cross me too. With that betrayal, these niggas able to off me too. Fucking snake says the apple that Adam lost Eve too. Niggas getting on my nerves and these bitches too. They told me get a queen, but that don't work cause they be switching too. Hoes stick around based off your ends likely. I hate a bitch that operate off with her friends might think that shit is bug. Running out of drink, keep that liquor pour. Friend don't know who to trust, I can't let no more. And too much of this pain, I just can't ignore. And throw that bitch away, cause she ain't important. Running out of drink, keep that liquor pour. Friend don't know who to trust, I can't let no more. And too much of this pain, I just can't ignore. And throw that bitch away, cause she ain't important. Ratchet with the mob, had to switch the odds. The only one I fear is God, and these fear of guys. Niggas rob, acting like they fuck with you. Bitches only wanna drown me and they trust the shoes. That shit confusing. It's hard to say what I'm doing, hard to say what I'm pursuing. My mind and I aren't congruent. I might need a pill just to minimize the hurting. So please don't say you real if you still disguise your purpose, you fucking fluke. She say she love you, she just talking, she gon' fuck the crew. They say they love you, they just talking, they don't fuck with you. No time for being gullible, The shit you been through is adjusting you, I'm feeling like Drizzy at 15, I don't give a fuck. So if you are reading this, it mean I ain't giving up. So please don't say that I'm on your mind, you don't stay in touch. And please stop smiling in my face, being fake as fuck. Running out of drink, keep that liquor pour. Ren don't know who to trust, I can't let no more. And too much of this pain, I just can't ignore. And throw that bitch away, cause she ain't important. Running out of drink, keep that liquor pour. Ren don't know who to trust, I can't let no more. And too much of this pain, I just can't ignore. And throw that bitch away, cause she ain't important.
If I let you touch me, would you be gentle? Say some things to you, get in your mental. Let me in your world, let me in your world. Let me be your favorite girl, be your favorite girl. Let me be your only, you can get to know me. I never made love before, baby can you show me? I want you to guide me, I want you on my team. Show me things I never seen, I want you to make it real for me. Just don't tell me no lies, just don't tell me no lies. Just don't tell me no lies, just don't tell me no lies. Just don't tell me no lies, just don't tell me no lies. Just don't tell me no lies, just don't tell me no lies. You can be the one that I call at night. You got me, you ain't gotta fantasize. Just don't tell me no lies, be the real one in my eyes. I might let you touch it, might let it go public. I wanna mean something, I wanna mean function. Boy, they all told me not to trust you. I just wanna see what you gon' do. It's your time now, I can hold you down. Just don't tell me no lies, just don't tell me no lies. Just don't tell me no lies, just don't tell me no lies. Just don't tell me no lies, just don't tell me no lies. Just don't tell me no lies, just don't tell me no lies.
yeah, winter on Mason, work in the basement. When we got hit, the canines never traced it. Took me a L, back to the basics. And man, yeah. Bitch, I got goals in my mouth, 4 deep in the spot, 3 hoes in the house, nigga. 3 woods in the air with a convo going on, never lose count, nigga. And I let her way a bounce, got a bad little thing, probably smoke a whole ounce with me. And she don't wanna leave, she just wanna lay up and count money on the couch with me. And I'm cool with that. When the winter time come, I gotta move and stack. On a whole nother mission where the glove is at. No time to make love, we go hard for stacks, baby. Got hit last week in the raid, baby. No time for the minimum wage, baby. Had to go so hard before I hit the stage. 1 step away from the front page. Winter on Mace, work in the base. When we got hit, the K9s never traced it. Took me a L, back to the basics. Back of the station, never did say shit. Turn in my app and Big Top had a plug. Felt so much hate, man, I wonder who loved me. Front of bando, now my scenery lovely. Rich in my combo, the bottles is bubbly. They hate to see a nigga making moves. If you looking for a dawn, look, I'm right here. 9th Street boy, had to get it with your goons, my nigga, I was right there. Yeah, little mama, don't tease me, cause this life I live, it ain't easy, Hate to risk my life, but it's hard not to when the block is what feed me, yeah. Baby, I'm used to this shit. Bro, we got knocked with a 30-round clip. Hair is all wavy, beer is all long. Stuck in the cell, let the trap it did this, cause the block it don't sleep and the shit never quit. Critics gon' say I'm another J. Cole. J. Cole never had to get it on my strip, nigga, no disrespect, but I'ma earn my shit. Winter on Mason.
Well, I guess we live. Are we live? Are we back? Are we good, Jay?
I think so.
Cool. Well, you know what it is. It's Black Gold Radio episode
12, I think.
12.
We're going to lose count after a while.
Yeah, I don't even know. As long as we don't get canceled, I'm good.
Dragon Ball Z and shit.
You said right on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
That's
a smart idea. That's why
good observation, Jay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I just throw a little tidbits in there every now and then.
Yeah. So, like I said, Black Gold Radio episode 12. We're back. We got a full roster today.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna let Jay introduce everybody.
So yeah, it's your boy SOP. I got a special guest in the building, Nichole. What's happening?
What up, though?
And then I got my dog, GS the Dream.
Hey.
What's happening?
Right,
The Dream.
He all the way over there in the corner and shit. But yeah, what's going on? I've been trying to get you on here for a minute now. I feel like at the end of every episode for like the last 3 weeks, we've been like, yeah, I think Nelle coming next week.
Well, I'm honored. And it's good to be here, so thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Like I said, when I hit you up the other day, it seemed like a lot of people know you. Mm-hmm. To the point, like you said, you don't really be out like that.
No, I live under a rock.
But whenever I say Nelle, people be like, you talking about Nelle Nichole?
Aww.
Every fucking time. So yeah, it's good to have you here though.
That's what's up. But that definitely made my ego feel a little bit better. So let's get it cracking.
Oh yeah.
And
no
GS,
doubt.
you alright too. Just we ain't forget about
This ain't here for me today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all done gave me enough spotlight. I'm grateful for what I'm getting already. So.
But you did just shoot a video though, right?
Oh yeah. I feel like my project had been out for entirely too long without any visuals. But real life happens. And some things, kind of take up a lot of space in your life and a lot of time in your life. So I didn't really get to put the push behind the project that I wanted to at the exact moment when it dropped. Because literally the day after my project dropped, Nipsey died. And
shit.
Yo,
okay.
like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't even feel like promoting it like that. By the time I got back around to it, Pistols and Poetry, I went off with Velly and, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, I liked that record. Mm-hmm. And, I felt really good about that record, but at the same time, it's like, dang, like, part of me felt like it was a bad reflection of the city because, like, I had all this positive stuff on here, and y'all like the song that has pistols in the title. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's always that way.
They had poetry in there too, though.
Yeah. But it was just kind of weird. Like, I just felt like people were sleeping on a lot of the project, and I just wanted to bring some light back to a couple of the songs that, you know what I'm saying, I liked. Chill is kind of my fiance's personal favorite. You know what I'm saying? She said the only thing she don't like about the song is that it was so short. So
Okay.
Listen, highest compliment.
Damn, I should have put chill on the playlist then.
So
I got my favorite.
I just shot the video to that, and it's actually a director that has yet to like show his face like that in Flint, and has yet to like make a name for himself. So it's kind of like his videographer debut as well as my first video for the project. So I hope to do a lot of work with him in the future. It's a guy named Deron Shields. Very, very humble guy, very professional. Came through, we set up, we did the whole thing in a couple hours.
You good, bro?
Yeah, it was dope.
I just had to hold shit up.
Fighting the mic.
I throw this bitch on the ground. But yeah, that's what's up, bro. I really should have put chill on there. I put my favorite record on there from the album is Erica, actually.
Oh yeah,
that's my shit.
Making that beat was so fun.
Yeah, I bet. Now, I actually wanted to talk to you about your crystal business.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the name? You got a website?
I do.
We need to put a website up, Jay.
NelleNichole.com for everything.
Oh, real simple.
That I do.
Okay, so NelleNichole.com.
Yep. So I do have a crystal business. I actually have a whole like spiritual business. It's called High Vibe. And so when you go on the site, you can go to I believe it says buy crystals or purchase crystals, something like that. But it's basically the crystal line that I've created, which caters to our chakra system. And so I've handpicked each crystal in order to represent each chakra, which are basically like energy centers. So the one I'm wearing right now is actually called citrine, and it's for your solar plexus chakra. It helps with certain things like confidence, exuberance, boldness, so on and so forth. But yeah, man, I feel like I'm just rambling now.
Oh no, you good. Jerron snuck in here behind you.
What I know?
He gone.
He gone now.
He'll be back.
No,
But
I feel that. So which one of them little crystals gonna give me superpowers? Like all that
Superpowers?
stuff?
You probably need to do a little bit of work with all of them.
Most definitely.
Yep, and get your light body right.
Light body. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
What that
So
means.
the crazy thing is, I actually started a whole spiritual. So before 2020, I wasn't really into chakra healing and even astrology and shit. And it's weird that Jerron just walked in here because Jerron was the person who got me into astrology.
Real nigga. I'm an astrologer as well as a tarot reader. If you guys need my services, everything can be found on NelleNichole.com.
Okay, bet it up.
Plug.
Oh, he got it up already.
We got it up and it's lit.
Yeah.
Hey, we need a soundboard in this bitch. Like,
I was literally thinking that when he introduced everybody, I'm like, yo, y'all need the round of applause. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all can
Drum
go
roll
get an
or
app for
something.
that.
Oh, you get an app for it?
There's an app for that. I don't know what it's called, but just go ahead and do your research. There's an app.
It's an app for everything.
Yeah, I don't say it's an app for
Hey,
everything.
Jay, we got to look into it, man. But
you were saying about your spiritual journey.
Yeah, so he got me into. Jerron kept looking. His number is his angel number is 33, right? So this motherfucker, whenever we're together, which is weird.
Okay, time out. Because all I'll be doing is reading the Bible and talking to Jesus. So
It's okay. Jesus is a real nigga. He's that one. He that one.
I don't know nothing about no crystals, no chakras.
You're gonna
learn. It's okay.
Spirit numbers.
We're gonna put you on.
Yeah.
Jesus is a spirit. It's okay. You gonna learn.
Yeah, no. What? No, you said spirit. Who?
It's an angel number.
Angel number.
So you have to explain the angel numbers a little bit better than I can.
So, all right. So basically, what you're referring to is something that a lot of people experience on their spiritual path, which is called synchronicity. Synchronicity. I don't know. Some people refer to it different. Y'all look it up and tell me what the proper term is, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. So basically, it's when you're on a certain frequency, and numbers are frequencies. You know what I mean? And so when you're in a certain space, you will literally start to have, and tell me if you identify with any of what I'm about to say, you'll start to have experiences where you'll be riding in the car, look at the dash, your number will pop up. You'll pick up your phone, and it's not like you sitting there waiting for the number to come, but you'll pick your phone up at the moment where the time reflects or the date might reflect your numbers. You might have a phone conversation, hang up, realize you've been on the phone with that person for 3 minutes and 33 seconds, and it's like you don't believe in that type of thing until it happens to you. My numbers are my number is 1144. Okay. So mine are about grounding and
Who number is that, John?
That's my dad's number.
In the lottery?
Is it?
That's his address.
That's my number. Yo, if I see that, I know I'm doing the right thing. I'm thinking the right thing. My mind is in the right space, and I need to move forward. I'm telling you, at some of the most pivotal times in my life, that number has come up, and I'm like, I might be ready to give up on some shit. And I see my number, I'm like, nope, that's my angels telling me keep going.
Yeah, most definitely.
You feel me? So every number means something different. So like you would have to get into the numerology of it all. There's a website called, I think it's just angelnumbers.com that's really good. You can put in any number up to like 6 digits or something like that. And it'll give you the derivative of what that number means.
Got you. So that's crazy. That's 1144. He used to play that shit in the lottery and everything.
That's my shit.
Yeah, he played every day in the lottery.
Did he win? Has he hit?
Yeah, well, he passed now.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
that was his address. He played it every day.
Wow, that's crazy. I feel honored. Hey,
Yeah.
Dad. He here with us right now.
Yeah,
What up, Jack?
I believe in that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Synchronicity, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so he started. So the crazy thing is when we together, we would see my social security number all the time.
I wouldn't.
I ain't gonna tell y'all what the number is.
I was about to say, I really hope
Hey,
you
so
don't
said it
go
was.
any further with that.
But
Talking
it's-
all the digits.
no, not all the
Oh, I was about to say,
no,
like,
no.
You said
if you see
475.
your whole social security number somewhere,
Hey, Jada,
I'd be a little scared.
Right.
Big brother is watching you.
go ahead and put his number up on the screen.
I think it's just right, put the
Put it on the
social
screen.
So every time he sees this number,
this number is still my shit. But yeah, we would see this number, but we would only see it every single time me and him were together.
Right,
So he
it's a
wouldn't see the
sign.
shit by himself. I wouldn't see it by myself. But whenever we're in the car, somebody license plate said the shit, or the time, or just some crazy shit.
Right.
So I started looking into it, and I'm like, man, this shit crazy. So then he started talking to me about the zodiac signs and
Okay.
astrology and how the elements work. So air being this nigga be talking shit.
Listen,
So
we need to
air
have a
up here,
conversation.
boom, boom, boom. So me and him get to talking, and so then when the new year came in, I went to the doctor. The doctor told me my blood pressure was high as a motherfucker, and now I'm drinking beer again. But anyway,
look at
so
you.
at this time, I stopped drinking. I started drinking nothing but water, working out, eating healthy as hell, and meditating. And studying, I don't know if y'all know about Pan-Africanism
Yeah.
and Ma'at and all of these different things. So I was into it. I'm still into it now. But that's how I dove into it, was like back in like January, February. And also I got into a badass car accident.
bro.
Yeah.
Didn't you get in a car accident too?
Yeah.
I got into a really bad car accident not too long ago. One of my
This year?
two of my best friends. No, actually, mine was in 2016.
Okay.
My shit was tragic though. I swear I went through a dark night of the soul after that though. I changed. I'm not the same person.
Yeah, for real.
I could have
I feel
died.
you.
Like I thought I was dead type shit. And the fact that I'm still here, I don't know what it is, but that was a catalyst for something. You feel me?
Yeah, that was mine too.
We
Mine was
need to just
December.
all get together and do a through the wire like remix.
Listen, okay. All my ailments. Let's list them off. But no, yeah, it's really, really real, and the spirituality, the aspect of spirituality is something that's being highlighted now more than ever. If y'all really look around, it's being marketed more. People are
Yeah,
really
I'm noticing.
feeding into it, but I think it has something to do with the times that we're in, and just the fact that we are ascending as a human race. You know what I mean? So we can get real deep into that convo, but yeah, I offer those services for people who want to, take a look even deeper into it. What's everybody's zodiac sign in the room? I want to know.
You don't know mine yet?
Yours is Sagittarius.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a Leo.
You're a Leo. I could have guessed. What's yours?
I'm a Gemini.
I could have guessed that too. What's yours?
Wait.
You're a Libra?
Dang.
I know you.
No, I was about to say because you said I couldn't
should've
guess.
guessed.
No.
Right.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
We should have met her good.
That would have been cool.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah, tell me why.
You have a knack for words and satire. As soon as you walked in the room, you got like a jokey joke, like almost jovial, but it's kind of like, I don't know. Geminis have this Dr. Jekyll, Mr.
Yeah, she said Joe.
Doctor, is it Dr.
Jovial.
Y'all are irritating. Let me get my thought out. Do y'all know? Am I saying it right? Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could play any role almost. I feel that energy from you. I have a Gemini rising though, so I'm kind of the same way. I notice when people are quick on their feet and very witty, and you have that quality. Now you, the Leo in the room, I love Leos because y'all are my opposite sign. I didn't pick up Leo from you, but I definitely could see it now a little bit more after we're talking and stuff like that. I would have guessed you were a Virgo though. Your energy is really, really subdued. But Libras can be like that too because they don't want to throw the room off. They want to just maintain balance and keep everything cool. This dude, the whole Aries, and I'm telling you, I tell him every day, you don't act like not a Nan Aries that I ever met in my life because he's so calm.
Yeah,
And
I
most-
wouldn't have guessed that.
Listen, most Aries fly off the fucking handle, and George is like, you know what? When things happen, he's like, well, most people do things because A, B, and C.
So what's your moon? You know what your moon
That's
and all of
real.
that is?
Yeah. Well, do you know?
My moon is Gemini. I don't know like the rising or where my Venus is or any of that.
You
but
said who? So I don't know.
I'm about to turn this
I
into an
don't-
astrology
it's gonna be,
podcast.
she's gonna be reading palms by the time it's born.
Palmistry is the thing. No, but you guys can look on this website called Cafe Astrology.
You said who said Miss Cleo?
I did.
You know what? If this wasn't your house, I'd flip you off. Right now. Nah, but it's lit. So yeah, do you know your sun or your moon and rising?
My moon is Aquarius.
Really?
Sagittarius sun. I forgot the rest of it. They're in this fucking app somewhere.
Yeah, it's a lot of air signs up in here right now. Gemini, you got Aquarius moon, you got a Gemini moon. I'm all air. I have a Leo, I have a Aquarius sun, Libra moon, and a Gemini rising. So I got bad anxiety. I'll be like.
So what?
Okay.
What necessarily does your rising sign like reflect in your personality?
So it indicates how you enter into situations. Okay. It's the beginning point of your chart. So it talks about when people first meet you, what they see at face value. And so mine being Gemini, I talk very fast. I'm all over the fucking place. I like to talk to people. I will walk into them and be like, hey, what's your name? Who are you? Oh my God. Might not really. No, let me not say that. My Aquarius is about to say I might not care what the answer is that you say, but I'm at least going to engage with you and talk to you.
So you might not form a strong connection, but you at least will carry on the conversation.
I will carry it on, and I'm very good at that. I'm good at getting to know people.
See, we had to just word that the right way, so I ain't
I
gonna care about what you saying. I ain't listening.
I'm not listening.
I just like talking and shit.
Low key, you got me pegged. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, and then the moon sign is the exact opposite of that. So it's like what you are with who you are with the people that really know you to your core. So everybody that knows you, just because I know Justin doesn't necessarily mean that I know his tendencies, his reactions to things, how he really feels. All I know is his rising sign and maybe some of his sun. And the sun is really who you think you are. So most of the time when people tell you, oh, I'm a Leo, right? They identify with that. So they're going to blow those qualities up. But if they have other things in their chart going on, that's where we say, well, how come all Leos don't act alike? And a person might identify with a sign and be like, I'm a Leo, but it's like, you don't act nothing like a Leo. You lame as hell. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
It's just all it's like a synthesis of the chart.
Oh, I know I act like a Leo.
Listen, he looking at me like, you ain't talking about me. I ain't lame.
I ain't out here, boy. But yeah. Sagittarius is to me.
You said it right the first
time. But yeah, man, I fuck with my sign a lot. My sun sign.
Sagittarii
are so.
No, I'm playing. I don't even know if that's it.
You can just say Sagittarius. It's already plural.
Oh yeah,
I know you got to do that with octopus. Like you got to turn to octopi. So anything that ends with the S, I just throw an I on the end just to mess with people.
I'm not gonna play with y'all right now.
Octopi.
Sagittarius.
No, but Sagittarius are cool as fuck. But maybe that's because I'm an Aquarius and we get along. Y'all tend to be like really lively people, but some people hate y'all because y'all too honest.
Yeah, a lot of motherfuckers hate me. Nah, just playing. I don't fucking know if they hate me or not. If they do, I wouldn't give a shit.
Yep, and that's another thing that grinds people's gears.
Most definitely.
Why doesn't my opinion matter to him?
Yeah, because
why can't I bring him down?
At all. Y'all are the sign of happiness, and it drives people fucking nuts.
That's crazy.
But my girl's a Sag, and you know what I'm saying, I love her with my whole heart, so I really fuck with Sagittarius for that. Yeah.
Aries and Sagittarius go so good together.
Like a lot of
really, you better tell that to my ex, man.
Well, that was y'all's fault.
I can't speak for Aries women. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm staying out of women's business. I don't know how that Aries women get down.
Wait, so when your girl birthday?
November 23rd.
Mine 24th. Next to that, that's dope.
Yeah. Joint celebration.
But yeah, so we did touch on a little bit about. So you was going into the state of the world with this spiritual awakening that I've been talking about for a while too. So we all know what the fuck just happened recently with I don't even know how I forgot his name, but I'm gonna hear his
Jacob Blake.
Blake, yeah, there we go.
Can't forget.
That's rough on you.
It's Jacob.
Jake Blake.
Okay.
Yeah, he got one of your names. That's how I felt when it was George Floyd. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, just seeing my first name all through the news like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like when people call me George for real, but just seeing that kind of centered me like, damn. If they ain't about to put, hey, GS was shot in George, you know what I'm saying?
Well, no, they might. XXX Tentacion, I don't know his name.
Yeah, but he was like already like nationally known, you know what I'm saying? Like right now I'm fairly local. If something happens to me tomorrow, I'm still kind of on the local level, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't just see it like that. But at the end of the day, it's like just seeing my name in the news and just seeing what was attached to it, it just made it feel weird. Like I already have a regular paranoia from being black, you know what I'm saying? And just being around police, like I had dreams that I die all the time. And that's just like crazy. Like I literally wrote a song about it. But like just to have those dreams and then talk to people and they're like, oh, that's okay, you don't have to worry about that. And then, you know what I'm saying, I'd be at ease for a minute. And then as soon as I felt like I was getting somewhere with that, my name is literally in the news like, hey, yo, this dude got shot. Dang, what did he do? Nothing. It's like, what?
That's crazy that you bring up those dreams, because I was just watching an analysis video on Baby Boy, and they were talking about throughout the movie how he kept having dreams that he was going to die and shit.
Transition.
Yeah. That shit was crazy. But yeah, I'm going to let Blake explain the story of Mr. Blake.
Explain the story.
You know you're the
It's
best
usually
man for the
one
job.
who explained it. What you mean?
Jacob Blake.
You know what?
Shit, Blake died. I'm gonna let Blake talk about it.
Stupid as hell.
Okay, so Jacob Blake is out in
Kenosha,
Wisconsin, right? So I don't know the background of his what he's done prior to this, but how the story was explained to me on the news was he was breaking up a fight between two women. Police came out. Altercation, ensued. They end up going after him instead. He's walking away to his car, and this is where the video picks in. Is he's walking around to the side of his car, gets in his car, his kids are in the back seat. Cop follows him to the back, unloads on him about 7 times, right?
There was 2.
There's 2 cops,
There's
but
2 cops in the video.
There's 2 cops in the video, but I think only one shot him. I think the other one had his gun up. But so he was in the hospital for a couple days. His dad, who's also named as Jacob Blake, came out and made a statement today, or a couple of days ago, that said he's going to be paralyzed from the waist down. He's not going to be able to walk anymore. Riots ensued. And then this kid went crazy yesterday. I don't even know the story behind that, to be 100% honest with you.
Okay, so dude was from Illinois, right? So he's not even from Wisconsin. And they banded together and formed some kind of militia, is what they're gonna call it in the media. It's a militia. If it was from black people, it would have been a gang. Yeah. Right. But they form a militia, and they go to Kenosha to protect a business, is what they were saying, right? So they grab their guns or whatever, and they go up there. Their moms drive them across the state border or whatever to Milwaukee. So they go to where people are protesting, and they are armed. You know what I'm saying? It's not like little pistols. Like, they have guns that are so big that have to be carried on your chest, like over your body. You have to strap it to your body, right, because you can't holster it.
Chirac level weaponry.
You know what I'm saying? So they walking around with that, and there's even like cell phone footage and whatever of the police like giving them water and all of this other stuff. And at some point, the police actually thanked them for like holding down the fort at that business or whatever. Where things go left is off. Like, I haven't seen any video footage of it, but somewhere along the night he shot someone. There's video footage of him running back down the street to the rest of his militia like, hey, I just shot someone. Like, you can hear that audibly in the video footage. He's saying, hey, I shot someone. Right? So people catch wind that this person shot somebody. They follow him. He falls on his own accord, tripped over himself, probably nervous as ever. And people like trying to stop him crowd around him because he fell. And then he starts shooting at the crowd of people, hits another person. Right. So at this point, at least 2 people were like injured by his firearm or whatever. Yeah. So later in the day, he's actually walking towards the police with his hands up. The gun is still on him. You know what I'm saying? The gun didn't go nowhere. He didn't ditch it. The same gun he shot people with is on his chest. And he walks up to the police with his hands up or whatever. They let him by with no problem. He gets arrested the next day. Peacefully.
Dylan Roof-esque? That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, because Dylan Roof,
I mean,
we not even gonna talk about that. I got a verse with that in there. I'm gonna send it to you.
So my thing is this: actually it's a lot of things. So first thing is, this dude's 17 years old, right? So I don't know the gun laws that around own a gun, but I'm pretty sure you can't legally own a firearm, walk around with that. But I could be wrong.
Nope, it's got to be at least 18.
You gotta be
assault
18.
Rifle.
At least.
And so the second thing is that, and this, I don't know, this is the one thing that was iffy, was he said he was a volunteer EMT. Again, this kid's a minor. So how you gonna be an EMT as a minor? He's 17 years old. Yeah. I don't understand what he's doing in this, like what he's like, why he's driving. Like if you drive across state lines to protect property, bro, with a gun.
Now was he going to protect a specific business or?
Nah, he just
any business. He was like, I'm just going to protect whatever.
Nah,
I have a question.
Okay.
Has anybody else seen maybe it's a rumor, the internet, you never know what to believe. I saw a picture and they said that there was a woman out there with him that was his mother as well.
Mm-hmm.
His mom's
She brought
there.
So in my mind, this is not something that's even his idea. He's following the example that's being set by the people that are raising him, and so they're enabling him.
And you know what? I saw the video of him like running back and saying, "I shot someone." That is like a frantically scared face, like, "Oh, I didn't expect things to go this far."
Mm-hmm.
And now that you say that, like, it might not have been a premeditated effort on his end, but at
It
the
is when
end
you
of
take
the
a
day,
fucking assault rifle out there.
No. I'm just saying that,
I get
like,
what
he
you're saying.
actually went through with it, but the actual inception of the idea might not have been his.
So let me put it like this: I don't think he drove to Wisconsin to shoot somebody. You know what I mean? I think he was in that boy. I think he was there to like on some like, yeah, we gonna protect. You know what I mean? We gonna do this, isn't it? On some dumb shit, and then shit went south because he's 17 and he did some dumbass shit. And now he's like in the that doesn't mean he shouldn't be punished.
I can meet you halfway with that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he went there deliberately to shoot someone.
Right.
I do feel like he was prepared to though.
Yes, I
The
definitely
fact
do.
that,
You took
like,
an
when-
AR with you.
Because
AK,
he
whatever.
literally, like, when the people were going around with the cameras, like before the cops pulled up and started giving them water and thanking them for holding whatever down, he was literally looking dead into a camera like, "Oh, we don't have non-lethals."
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah,
That's
like,
right.
so-
You're
he
right.
was definitely prepared.
So I think,
I mean, he had a gun. He was prepared to shoot.
yeah. So even if he wanted to use that as, like a
Intimidation.
yeah, like if he wanted to use it as a bluff or whatever, then saying like, "Yo, like this, if I get you, I got," like, you know what I'm saying, like this isn't no non-lethal round, like this is a real deal. You can bluff with that, but the fact that he actually had it, the fact that he brought it from Illinois,
The fact that they're being protected and thanked by the police. Let's not
Yeah.
act like this is not the biggest gang in America.
and then they tried to
don't
make
have
it.
that
Then
layer,
the police
that
tried
buffer.
to spin it because they were like, "Well, we handed out water to everyone." Okay, cool. If you handed out water to everyone on the face of the planet, okay, but the fact that you stopped to them with the guns, the whole little militia group, and gave them water, like, "Hey,
Right.
thank you." I don't think you were thanking everyone. But then they tried to spin it like, "Hey, just because we gave them water doesn't mean we support them or that we were behind what they were doing." But on another side, when he was walking past them with the gun on his arm and his hands up, that would have been a perfect time to arrest him.
And y'all didn't.
Even, there were people following. There's a mass crowd of people pointing at this kid in the middle of the street. "Hey, he just shot somebody."
So what message is
Like,
it?
yo, he shot people down there. And y'all just let him go by with his hands up.
Yeah.
So, a man getting into his car with his kids in it is a threat because we don't know what he has in that car. But this kid with this rifle on his chest that has actually used that in less than 24 hours. No threat
Yeah.
because his hands are up.
No, I see what you. I see the
It's
picture.
no
Like,
longer
I
a
don't-
discussion. It is what it is at this point. It's black and white. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of crying about it. Like, it's so plain as day at this point. I feel like it's an insult to our culture. It's an insult to our people. The fact that we continue to have this conversation and prove to people that we're not fucking predators. Do you know what I mean? That we deserve to have life. And they're blatantly in our faces telling us they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And the thing I'm really tired of, and I keep seeing it on social media all the time, specifically, I really want to name drop this motherfucker, but I gotta think about the Pokeball.
The Pokeball, the restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
Shameless plug.
But yeah, so
No, that was a nigga thing.
so you know, I keep seeing this defense from white people mainly, where they're like, "Well, if black people wouldn't resist, this wouldn't happen." I don't know how many times I mean, we talked about this when Johnny was on the show, that I've been pulled over just personally and didn't resist, didn't do anything, and motherfuckers still had their hands on their guns, still yanking my motherfucking arms in the handcuffs like I'm trying to run and shit. Not that I've been arrested that many times.
Listen.
I've only been arrested one time, but you know, but That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't even have to be doing anything. But their perspective, they so far removed from this that they really think, oh, if you do what they say, then you don't, nothing happens.
Let's talk about it. So, does anybody know why the police were created?
Oh, to catch slaves.
Yeah.
To catch runaway fucking slaves. I don't know one white motherfucker that has ever been a slave in America. Okay? So, to catch black people. Okay? Period. And to protect the property of the slave owners and the people that had all the land and all that type of stuff. They were basically their, what do I want to say?
Their enforcers.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
And so that's where I feel like when, you know, people of other races say stuff like that, well, if black people would just, you know, comply, if black, it sounds to me a lot like the rhetoric of an abuser.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't do A, B, and C, then I wouldn't have to do X, Y. And it's like, the placing of blame on another, like, they've got this shit. It's such a psychological game that we're playing at this point. I feel like they know exactly what the fuck is up, but do they want to face it? Are they going to admit it? And are they going to, like, does any of this matter enough for them to give up their privilege? And the answer is no.
Yeah,
I seen a video.
Go ahead, Jesus.
I saw a video on Twitter of a guy that was in an altercation with a police officer. It was a white guy. The police tell him, hey, get down on the floor. It was one policeman. It wasn't a gang of people. Let's get that right. It wasn't 4 or 5. One policeman told him to get down on the ground. He sat down. He told him, you know, face down, blah, blah, blah. Dude just gets straight up at that point. Just totally vertical, right? Starts walking away from the police. Gets to his car or whatever. Goes in his car. The police tried to tase him, right? Not a gun. They didn't pull out the gun.
Right.
Police tase him. For some reason, I don't know if this dude played with tasers in his spare time or whatever, but it did not faze him.
Bro,
he then
yells.
He then yells and charges at the police officer, who then starts backing up. Right. So he starts chasing him like he a Super Saiyan or something, and like the policeman backs up at that point. Right.
The policeman runs.
He runs to the policeman's car, tries to steal the police vehicle.
Damn.
Gets pulled out, gets into his own vehicle, drives away from the policeman.
Oh, damn.
So not only did he resist arrest, he was like physically charging at a police officer. I feel like at some point he might have actually like touched or like hit him or something like that. So that's assault. That's disobedience. That's all this other stuff. But I'm pretty sure that guy's at home with his family right now.
Yeah.
Because they know that there's a consequence. If they touch that man, there will be a consequence. For one of us, very slim chance that there will be any gavel that comes down. You know what I mean? That goes, like, it just is what it is. They can afford to kill us.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a second. And so I think when you look at some of those, I don't even think this person is, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate. So I think when you look at some of those situations where you come out and you say, look, this cop didn't kill this person, I think you could also chalk that up to like individual temperament. So what I mean, like there might be some people that are just less prone to violence, period. You know what I mean? So like I think the issue is that we don't have a set standard for how cops should react by the books, right?
There is a set standard. Shoot to kill.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But
for us, right?
There's not a set standard.
Like just towards us?
No,
No, that's everybody.
I'm talking about in general, right? Like they don't have a set standard to be held accountable to, right? Because like this cop can justify shooting that person, but you can also justify that person that did the thing where he did the dance with them and didn't shoot them. So there's not a set standard to hold them to. Does that make sense?
So you're saying every single situation needs to be handled the same way, but there is not.
Right.
Like you getting certain people who, all right, you give them 50 chances, and then you got some people coming out and they just literally just shoot them.
Right.
Well, I think that's a reflection of the entire body of the department or that tier of society, where like I was on a panel with actually the guys that were going up for sheriff in Flint about maybe 2 months ago. I don't know how long it was, but I was on there asking like, all right, so what is the protocol for trainings? What's the protocol for like, you know, can we see these records? How come their disciplinary records are not public? And so I know for a fact I've been harassed by cops and seen that same fucking cop come around and pull me over again, and the PTSD is serious. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So how come these people are still allowed on the streets, and how come if we know that they have a history of harassment, you know, just being unlawful, that they're allowed to come back into the force? And basically they were like, policing is a scary job, you should try it. And I'm like, that's not the way you really talk to your community to enforce trust. And
just if it was any other job, it wouldn't be handled that way. If a surgeon just kills people and he's like, yo, like you just nicked this person's artery. Hey, why don't you try being a surgeon? No, it's not that. You went to school for this.
Exactly.
If there's anyone that's supposed to know how to do this job, it's you.
It's you, and they don't have enough training. I'm sorry.
I was just about to say that. I think that goes into.
I just feel like there has to be more options. Rubber bullets is a thing. You can stop someone with a rubber. It'll hurt, but it won't kill them.
It's a Chris Rock quote, and he's like, you know, just some professions can't have bad. Like if you a pilot, right, and you like, yo, like, not all pilots are bad, but some of these motherfuckers just gonna crash that boy into a mountain, right? That's not cool, right? And so I think when, like, I by no means am I saying being a police officer is an easy job, right? You put somebody in a life or death situation, right, where they got to pull a trigger, all that stuff like that. They got to police.
They're still human,
right? They're still human at the end of the day. But my thing is that when you say I'm gonna protect and serve, you have to protect and serve everybody, even the person that you're pointing the gun at. You have a responsibility to that person to protect and serve.
But you know what they're looking at it as? I'm protecting and serving the people who have the money. I heard the former governor say that Flint straight up is an eyesore. Fuck Flint, basically, is what he said. Yeah. So when they're doing things in the city, their idea is, I don't want this to get out to Flushing. I need this not to get out to Clio. I need this not to get out. Yeah. So in their mind, they're really doing damage control. And they are protecting and serving, not us.
Even down to, I don't want this to get anywhere near the university.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's true. That's how a lot of cities treated. Like, I was looking at Chicago, and Chicago just had a rapper get killed like 3 weeks ago. It was called, I think his name was like FBG Duck or something like that, and he was like gang affiliated, right? But it happened damn near downtown, like on the Magnificent Mile, where it's like he got shot in front of a Rolex store. So this is an amazing part of town. And so like people, they're cool with it, like staying in this area. But once it starts to flood outside, and then it looks, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I don't know. I think it's just there's a lot that needs to be changed. And I think going back to what you said originally about the cops, you know, being, you know, put in life or death situations, and it's, you know, they're doing all these things. I feel like you signed up to be in this situation. You know what I mean? Like, if you, like I said, I respect anybody that puts on a badge to a certain point to put themselves in a life or death situation, in theory, to protect other people, right? I respect that because it takes a lot. But if you're gonna be scared on the job, then that's not the job for you.
They need mental screenings.
Yeah.
I feel like they need training on, what is it called? Like almost like a diversity training to throw that bias off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all have them. Let's not be dense or perverse at this point. Like, we know it's a fact of life. How you were raised influences you. And so if this person wasn't raised in Flint, but then they're working in Flint, how are they going to view the citizens of Flint?
I agree.
But it's not even just cities where there are predominantly black people in there, or predominantly minority people in there. It's especially needed in the cities where there's not predominantly black people, right? So I'm from Grand Blanc, right? I can't tell you the amount of times I've been pulled over and on some dumb shit. Oh, like I remember the most BS time. I'm driving and I'm too close to the car in front of me. Says the cop car that's in back of me, right?
How do you even know that?
I'll fucking know, yeah.
Right? Yeah. And so like my first time getting pulled over, I got pulled out the car, patted down, excessively didn't necessary for something that I got let off with a warning with, right? So it was something that didn't even need to happen in the first place. So like that training just doesn't need to happen in the areas where it's, you know, predominantly black people. It needs to happen where anybody.
For sure.
So
yeah, I definitely believe that, but it's definitely not happening. It only takes 6 months to be a cop. So
yeah,
if I had an agenda and I wanted to, be an aggressor toward a certain, demographic of people, policing is a wonderful profession for me to get in order to do that. They give me a gun. They give me free reign. I can run these lights.
You can finally have some power.
Got some power that maybe you were a fucking loser in high school, and now you get to.
Most of the time, that's what it is. The motherfuckers grew up getting bullied and everything else, and they feel like, okay, well, in order for me to have some type of power over other individuals that I didn't have when I was younger, I'm gonna join the police academy.
Yo, I'm sorry, even Jacob Blake, like when I seen that man get shot, that was an act of desperation on the cop's end. He was pulling him by his t-shirt. Come here. Like, there was nothing else. And do you guys know what, like an amygdala, am I saying that right?
Yeah,
the amygdala hijack? Like, I felt like he wasn't even operating in his right mind. His only objective was, let me get this motherfucker and get him down.
See, and that's the thing about police work in general. And like, okay, so if you're a dentist, there's a level of professionalism that you have. In every profession, there's a level of professionalism that you have. The professional world is supposed to be separated from your average personal life.
Right.
Now, when you go to something like a cop, your emotions are going to bring the real you out. I don't give a fuck how
That's
professional you try to be. There is no professionalism in being a cop. So you have to have real mental and emotional, what they call fitness on this one channel I'll be watching. But yeah, emotional and spiritual fitness to be able to handle those type of things, to where if somebody is running from or just getting in the car, and like you said, he was pulling him, it went from they probably pulled up in a professional mode, like, all right, I'm a cop, there's a situation, I have to handle it. And there are cops that I've seen that'll pull up and just be like, hey, what's going on? And they don't, you know what I'm saying, they kind of just, this is my job, this is what I'm here to do, what's going on. But then you get those who are just have no emotional fitness, come into the situation, their adrenaline get pumping. Like, I've seen a video where a cop had a full-blown panic attack. He was out in the middle of a field and somebody had a gun, and he got the gun from the dude and then had a full-blown fucking panic attack. And they ended up letting him go for having a panic attack. But it was like, how did you... And he was black too. That's crazy. That's the crazy part. But how did you even allow him to get on the force without even knowing that he had those types of issues? Now, that might have been his first time ever having a panic attack. But, there should have been signs to show, like, what if he's not emotionally fit like to be in this situation?
I mean, just being real. I mean, Jerron, you know this. It's a cat that we went to high school with that was bullied a lot. I ain't gonna say his name, but you already know.
He know it's him.
Yeah, you know. Look at he was bullied a lot. Everybody got on. It's crazy part. He was black too, so let's toy thing. But he was bullied. He was the butt of everybody joke. This, that, and the third. Graduated, became a cop.
Story about it later on.
Okay, yeah, keep it up.
But the crazy part about it is that the person we talking about, we all know why he was bullied. He brought a lot of that, and I hate to say somebody brought bullying on himself.
He brought that shit on himself.
But he brought so much of that shit on himself when he was in high school. And then he grew up, and I remember when his dad told, R.I.P. to his pops, he told me that he was a cop and my damn heart dropped. I'm like,
because I knew he was about to fuck some shit up.
Yeah. And his dad was proud of him and everything.
Let me ask you guys this. Where do you stand on the conversation of police reform or, defunding the police? What do you guys think?
So, I'm down with defunding the police. I just hate the phrase defunding the police because
it's so broad.
Because it doesn't sound anything like what the goal is, and I'm all for it. And I guess for people that don't know, it's just more about the idea of taking the resources that would have went into funding police and then giving them to ones that can respond to certain situations. Like every situation responding to, like, you don't need a cop for. Like a speak between neighbors, right? Most of the time that doesn't need a cop, right? That just right. If you get a call, 911 call, and it's somebody that is mental needs or whatever, there's been plenty of situations where people get killed.
I can go in there because I used to. All right.
Go ahead.
Let's do it. I used to run group homes and stuff like that, and dealing with adults who had, mental disabilities, physical disabilities, what have you. We had protocol. So there's things called restraint. So if your client is, something happens and triggers them, you're supposed to be able to take them down safely, what have you. If you cannot get that client under control, you're supposed to call the police. And I never agreed with that because every time you call the police, 9 times out of 10, they don't assess the situation. They don't ask any questions. They literally just go right in and cuff the person. And when you have a person that's not mentally stable in that situation, and everybody's freaking scared of the police, you know what I mean? That always backfires. I've even seen situations where children with mental illness have been detained. And I'm like, is that y'all's first response?
Yeah.
Because we need to have like a tier of the police who are literally trained to deal with that.
I agree. 100%. Yeah.
As opposed to just, letting them basically have free reign. And like we said, they're human. They don't get all that much training now. The only thing they are trained on is shoot to kill and tie a person up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that should be different too. Like, I feel like it's a lot of these things that don't have to go to the extent that they go to. Like, if we go to the Jacob Blake situation, right? They shot him in his bag 7 times. Mm-hmm. So what did bullet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7
for what?
Have to? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you absolutely had to shoot somebody, why?
And that's what I'm saying.
What did the other 6 bullets? You know what I'm saying? Help you accomplish that the first one did.
Well,
that could have easily been like a leg thing. It could have been a warning shot in the air. Hey, look, I don't want to have to do this, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. Listen to me. Mm-hmm. This is loaded. Like, stop playing with me.
So the thing about that, and like I talked to a friend he was like, I don't know, law enforcement or some county, something like that, and he said, look, when we pull out a gun and we use it, like it's to put that person in a body bag. Mm-hmm. Like it's not to like they're like shoot him in the leg shit. That's some movie shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Shoot in the air. Like every time you discharge a weapon, you have to file a report about why you did that. Right? So you shoot it in the air, they're gonna be like, well, you was putting random people in danger. Right? So if you putting a gun at somebody, you pull the trigger, it's to put that person down. And the question should be like why did we have to be there in the first place? You know what I mean? Like why did I feel like I needed to do that to him in the first place? And so that's the real question you should be asking. Like why was I even in this spot to begin with? Not, you know what I mean, necessarily like why was there so many shots? Because I know why there was so many shots, because he was trying to kill him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, but why did he need to go that far in the first place?
And what other ways?
And then like you armed with other things. Like you got a baton, right? You got a taser, right?
Pepper spray.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have to go straight to your finishing move? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even in video games, you got to work yourself up to the finishing move. You can't come right out the gate with it. Real. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So,
but I think that speaks to the military presence in America and just the fact that, I don't know, I just think it's something about us culturally. Like, even the fact that we've had so many school shootings happen. Yeah. And these things are still legal. They haven't really restricted.
And then you got a 17-year-old walking down the street with something.
You feel me? And that's not the first thing we talking about.
Yeah.
You know, like, I seen somebody covering it on the news. It's probably Fox or something like that. He was interviewing him. Yeah, so it's really brave of you. Most people probably wouldn't have known what to do. And, you know, you've got to really respect a person who honors and protects his community. First of all, you're not even from here. This isn't your community.
Yeah, damn.
All right, I'm going to let you finish.
No, it was deep, and it really pissed me off. But that's where I have to spiritually check in with myself and say, they're fucking with us. Mm. Oh, for this shit is on purpose. These people are able to go free because they have Big Brother watching out for them. The Black Lives Matter movement has been infiltrated by a man named George Soros. He literally is taking our shit, and I'm sorry I keep doing that, y'all.
Yeah, because you fucking up.
But, hey, the Gemini popped out, bro. The Gemini popped out. Nah, but bro is giving these militias money.
I just seen
to do this
I'm
very
calling
thing.
These niggas the fucking militia. This ain't the war of Gettysburg.
I'm using the correct terminology.
You're right, but I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying. But the media got to stop calling these people militias.
It's a reason. It's all about perception. Mm-hmm. It's all about how we can twist this shit. You feel me? They're giving these people money to go spray paint BLM and vandalize and do certain shit, and it's like, thank God for the white people that's out there advocating for us. Like, man, this wasn't no Black Lives Matter shit. It's some of them that's out there like, I seen them motherfuckers. That was not Black Lives Matter. I just watched
people
shit.
Be staging these big piles of rocks during protests.
Yes, they do.
And like burning old cop cars or you know, just leaving them there to be vandalized. Like, oh, here's an abandoned cop car. We mad at cops right now. Let's mess this up.
Yeah.
And even more than them just being on some racist shit, it's just a lot of sick motherfuckers out there that just want to see the world burn regardless. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They don't care. They don't care about which side. They just want to see the chaos on some joke.
And it's a man. Me and Jerron went to one of the marches up in Lansing back when it first popped off, and it was a whole bunch of them motherfuckers in the crowd. Like, you know, they wasn't there for nothing else but to make some shit jump off. They out there Black Lives, but on their mind because white people get mad at the police too. Let's not act like they don't.
Yeah,
them motherfuckers be so pissed at them. They really hate them sometimes worse than we fucking hate them.
I feel like every group has that though.
Yeah. And them the motherfuckers who was out there like, okay, it's Black Lives Matter, but fuck that. This our time to go really be on some anarchy shit against the police because we hate them. So yeah, I think, you know, we just got to be very aware of the people around us, because everybody that look like they in shit ain't really with the shit.
Listen,
I seen that on the ground. I'm going to grab that up.
Bro, you just seen that shit on the ground?
I thought it was Jay.
On the ground. We're gonna talk about that later. So one last point on this, and I want to go to a break. So obviously, I don't even know, but if y'all seen it, but the NBA, what they did is they had basically a cease of games. You know, they boycotted their games yesterday to draw attention to. Damn, that was loud.
that was shit. It's not like a commercial and shit. Now you gotta drink it so we can hear that part.
Come on, drink that on the mic right now.
We need a jingle to play.
Anyway, so the NBA boycotted the games, specifically the Milwaukee Bucks, because this all happened in Wisconsin. They boycotted the other games to draw awareness, and they said that, hey, we're not playing until we get a solution. Right. And the rest of the NBA followed. Some Major League Baseball teams in Minnesota did. Then it went to the NHL because, you know, at that point they were just bandwagon. And so,
the WNBA did some stuff too.
They sure did. They showed up and showed out.
So that's not overlooked, no.
So I want to get everybody's thoughts on that, because today they just came out and said, hey, we're going right back to playing. So do you guys think that there was a point to that? Do you think that it was just kind of like, you know what I mean? They should have did. Maybe not should have did it, but do you think were you happy that they came back to play, or they decided they're going to come back to play? Do you feel like there should be more action, etc.? So I kind of want to get on.
Well, to me, it seems like a lot of them had an agenda in mind when they first made the decision. It's crazy that it happened like 24 hours, but they had a major agenda, because like LeBron was on Twitter like, fuck this and we need change and all of that. And then it was crazy to just see today like, oh, they were resuming. So I just feel like money make the world go round, man. Like, when money is involved, it's only so much we can do. I know me and Jerron was talking about this morning, how we really need our own league. Like, we need to say fuck the Now I know there's hella fucking money in it, but we need our own shit, like Master P preach all the time.
So sports, I love sports. I'm an athletic person. Okay, played sports my whole life, but professional sports to me read as like a minstrel show. Like, it reminds me of like the gladiator times, or the times like y'all seen the Django.
I agree.
Yeah.
Where they put they took their two mandingos, their two biggest
fighting and shit. Yeah.
biggest slaves, and pitted them against each other and bet on it. They would have food and drink. They sitting back chilling. These motherfuckers hot, sweaty, nasty, biting each other's ears off and shit, and this is entertainment to them.
Yeah.
And so when I see these big 6-7 players and stuff like that out there, that's where that's where my mind goes.
Me too.
And so I definitely feel like these major industries all lead back into the same pockets. Sports being one of the biggest ones, because they can market it in so many different ways. And so even one day off, like you said, put such a dent in their pockets that I don't feel like it was for nothing. I am a little disappointed that it ended so quickly, but I still feel like it raised awareness and that conversation happened. So it definitely did something.
I'd like to highlight the fact that the NBA could even do something like that, because I feel like if this had been, during the NFL season, they would have had to march on out there and play, whether they felt like they, you know what I'm saying, whether their hearts was heavy or not. So I like to at least be happy that the NBA has a platform that is so player friendly that if enough people say like, nah, we're not doing this today, that they can, protest in that manner.
Can I add something real fast? I'd like to also say, when those moments where we look back in history and see great change, I feel like sports and, entertainment always has a big part in politics. So I definitely think that they were moving in the right direction with that and kind of stepping in the footsteps of our ancestors who've made huge changes so far. So you can keep.
Yeah, so I do want to highlight the fact that that the NBA is so focused on the players these days that they can at least make an effort to start the conversation, right? I don't feel like the NBA alone is going to be the end all be all of the situation anyway. Like it's not up to the NBA to solve the problem. Yep. Like the NBA isn't going to end police brutality, but the fact that they took a day and made everybody face this, you know what I'm saying? Everybody sitting at home, popcorn, waiting to see the game.
I was ready.
And instead of watching the game, you are reminded of what happened in Milwaukee. Yeah. You're reminded that it's been happening so long and you haven't missed a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing's been interrupted so long after a situation like this happens. Somebody could die down the street tomorrow and the people are like, dang. Hey, but Miami was balling, right? Right. But but Luka went crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, yesterday that wasn't the move. It's like, we not doing this. And I like to applaud them for that. You know, the fact that they coming back so fast, kind of, I feel like it kind of lessens the blow. But that was a strike in the right direction nonetheless. So the fact that it didn't last months or weeks or anything like that, you can, you know, view that how you want to. But the fact that they did it in the first place means something to me personally.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because it's like, we care enough about this to make some people aware. I'm not hooping today. I'm going to tell you about what happened around the corner, though. The city or the state that I'm hooping for, I will tell you what's going on there. But I'm not about to dunk on nobody tonight. That's not where my heart is.
And I think you're right. It doesn't end with the NBA.
So I'll say this, and then we're gonna cut to a break because we went way over on this first section. Me and J-Dub like Kobe and Shaq.
I already expected it. The panel already knew.
So I'll say this, that the majority of the laws that get passed in this country, they're like, I don't know how much y'all understand about the political process, but there's this thing called lobbyists, right? So like what the lobbyists basically do is they work with businesses, they work on the behalf of businesses to get their laws and pitch to Congress to get them passed. So like, for instance, like the reason there's a click it or ticket law, right, isn't because they care about your safety. It's because insurance companies were losing so much money on car accidents where people were dying because people weren't wearing their seatbelt. They went to the government, they went to the feds on behalf of lobbyists and were like, yo, we can't lose any more money on people like not doing this basic ass shit because this is very preventable and we're paying out too much money. So we need y'all to put a law into order to make people do this. Hey, here's a check. And so that's how a lot of the laws get, passed. And so when you got the NBA, right? The NBA is now invested, and it's the same thing with the businesses that were. I don't necessarily agree with the idea of looting. That's just me, right? But the businesses that were looted are now in bed with black people, right? The NBA is now in bed with black people because, wow, our players not playing because they care about this issue. We just lost money. So now the NBA is going to go and work with the feds or work with the government to get laws passed on the books because we're invested in this because we keep losing money. Same thing with all these businesses. I guarantee you Adidas, Target in Minneapolis, any of these big businesses that got ransacked, they're like, yo, how can we prevent this from not happening again? So we got to get along the books that makes these cops not shoot black people or not think twice as hard before they shoot us. Then they're going to do that because we're tired of losing money. So I will say that's the only positive thing that came out of it is a lot of people, a lot of networks lost money, a lot of the league lost money, a lot of people, rich people lost money, a lot of billionaires sitting around scratching their heads like, yo, how do we make this not happen again? So
yeah, that's a good way to look. Really I didn't know that about the tickets either. That's crazy.
Listen, they need to protect their assets.
Yeah. So with that being said, we're gonna go to a break. J-Dub got the list pulling up. Hopefully, my dog. Okay, and we'll be back.
Again, snap back to reality. Shit, it's time to pay bills again. Damn near the definition of what a statistic is. Caught in the system we was never meant to win against. The murder rate ridiculous. How am I supposed to live in this? Dedicated my penmanship, giving sight to the visionless, so they can see a future with themselves in it. No one no 9 to 5, cause they know ain't no wealth in it. Sometimes that make a nigga wish them cards was dealt different. I had the same exact issues till I dealt with them, and I've been smiling every step of the way. That hustler spirit got us finding hella ways to get paid, but we survivors. Like why you think think we got it so rough. We the diamonds. Polish off your hustle till the world can see you shining, nigga.
Get out of town and look around. And say, touchdown, chance to fly, a chance to cry, and a long, long. I just wanna get out of town and look around. And say, touchdown, chance to fly, a chance to cry, and a long.
Look, I've been grinding hard, getting every single dollar I can. Dying broke just wasn't part of my plan. When you know your creativity can probably put the world in your hands. Clocking in just kinda feel like a scam. I know you feel me, this is that season, that taking over and buying black season. I know we tired of only balling during tax season. We as a people need a plan of attack. I'm tired of watching people eat steak while handing the scraps. I'm trying to usher in an era where we proud to be black. And it don't feel like the world got a problem with that. It's not about where we are, it's where we trying to be at. And every time I kick game, this is how they react. They be like, here we go again. Get a little happiness, then problems get to rolling in. I'm like, look, I understand it's probably karma coming from my sins, but I'm stacking up these L's thinking, I just really need this one. Hook me up and I'll be done. I'm just trying to make it big, no more stressing over funds. I'm just trying to give my girl all the diamonds in the world. If I can't get them all, at least the one that she deserves. I probably need a ring the size of Russia to make up for the stress I put you under. But I've been researching, trying to stack some bread so there'll be no more feet hurting. Girl, you such a sweet person and I know you're deserving of a couple trips through the clouds. Show you off in different countries so you know that I'm proud. On the real, you the biggest win I had in a while. I owe you a house, but here's a plane ticket for now. The window seat, where we can be alone, cause the kid low key. Really, I'm just trying to see the world with you. I done been a couple places, but we far from through. So pack a bag, baby, I'll get you the window seat, where we can be alone, cause the kid low key. Really, I'm just trying to see the world with you. We done been a couple places, but we far from through. So pack a bag, baby, I'll get you the window seat. By the window seat. By the window. I get you the window seat. By the window. You can have the window seat. By the window. Baby, I get you the window seat. By the window. Window seat. By the window. You can have the window seat. By the window. Window seat. By the window. Pistols, poetry, and paraphernalia. Boy, I got some stories I can tell you on some real shit. Never smoke, but we smell so familiar. Switches on the table like it's dinner. I grew up around pistols, poetry, and paraphernalia. Boy, I got some stories I can tell you on some real shit. Never smoke, but we smell so familiar. Switches on the table like it's dinner. I grew up around pistols, poetry, and paraphernalia. Boy, I got some stories I can tell you on some real shit. Never smoke, but we smell so familiar. Pistols on the table. Look, I was probably listening to Tupac as a newborn. Zigzags on the TV, I was trying to watch cartoons on. Spray paint on the bus, a nigga used to ride to school on. See familiar faces when my granny turned the news on. I just asked if I could change the channel. Never in the streets, but I know how that shit got handled. I was probably 9 the first time I seen a hammer. And then I learned the best examples could be bad examples, boy. And I seen so much bullshit on the day to day. I watch how it play out and then I stay away. That boy was Tyler Perry, he was making plays. And then that boy got locked and no one said a thing. Thought that was strange. Niggas love you when you get into it. Watch them close because they turning on you when you lose it. I swear that street shit ain't set up for anyone to be a winner. Your closest friends could kill you, boy, and I'm way too familiar. I grew up around pistols, poetry, and paraphernalia. Boy, I got some stories I can tell you on some real shit. Never smoke, but we smell so familiar. Switches on the table like it's dinner. I grew up around pistols, poetry, and paraphernalia. Boy, I got some stories I can tell you on some real shit. Never smoke, but we smell so familiar.
Valley.
Switches on the table like it's dinner. I grew up around.
I was definitely listening to Tupac as a baby. Reason why some people probably think I'm fucking crazy. Thug nigga with a soul that you would think was from the 80s. Born in 93 and I'm a diet G. Beretta baby. See my mama stabbed my daddy. Bitch, my childhood wasn't sweet. Couldn't watch no Rocket Power, I was out here in the streets. 17, I got caught by undercovers with the stick. I was sick, I'm 26 and I ain't been in trouble since. In that cell, I said I won't be back in jail, that's what I meant. I've been out here spitting game, giving hope and getting rich. Remember walking in my room to go and play the game. Some chopping dope up on the saucer with a razor blade. Used to keep his pistol in the basement in the sofa. Used to leave his roaches in the tray and we'd smoke them. Scribbling new shit in my notebook at the table in the kitchen. Baking soda on the counter, residue all on the dishes I grew up around.
This was poetry and paraphernalia.
Really?
Boy, I got some stories I can tell you on some real shit. Never smoke, but we smell so familiar. Swishers on the table like it's dinner. I grew up around. This was poetry and paraphernalia. Boy, I got some stories I can tell you on some real shit. Never smoke, but we smell so familiar. That's what I'm trying to say. Swishers on the table like it's dinner. I grew up around.
Hey, yo, Drink.
She love me, nah. She love me cause I'm on top. Or is it cause I got a pure soul? Is it cause I got a pure soul? Is it cause I got a pure soul? Hurry up, Geronimo. I keep a 10 toes. My bed, but one fold. I drip and pure soul. 2-door, new Lambo. Can't handle, I go commando. I'm lit, no candle. I like you, but still don't know. She's like, boy, your heart can be so cold. Please just let me peer your soul.
A lot of people don't want to try what they're really good at just because of the hate. Just they're afraid of the hate. Like, I mean, it's okay to be different. I feel like, especially now in a time like this, people are like being more creative and everything.
She said that I'm dripping, Casey look like a boss. Cause I'm rocking pencils by even him a while. On another planet, told her reach for the stars. Maybe one day her soul could be as pure as ours. Slept on me before, but you all in my face now. I seen the bigger picture, had to go carve you out. She said I'm the one, and that's without a doubt. Started picking drip up, started letting hoes down, and that's exceptional. Swag incredible. On my king status, like this a pedestal. When it's separate, I had to let you know. The brain that had to go, I had to let you go, yeah. KC Diamonds, VBS is all in my earlobes. I can't wipe a hoe, no, I cannot be no hero. But every time I step, I know that I'm rocking pure souls, yeah.
Just because that's what we like, is getting people together, everyone having fun. That's what we want to do. And like just link up with different groups and stuff, and just include everyone.
Hey, yo, Drink.
Gotta clear, so hey. Oh, I'm alive. We live? Oh, we're live.
Pass that shit back. That's that was Big Drees.
Big Drees.
He coming on here next week. Shout out my dog.
Baby Travis Scott on that track too. I don't know who the second dude was.
I always forget his name. He hard though.
KC Alex something. KC. I don't know. He sound like a baby Travis Scott though. I want to meet him. But yeah. So we back, and I know Justin got a second topic, so he gonna take us there.
So yeah. So this is what I've been wanting to talk about too with Nelle, is these kids. We all know that the kids in the community, or just around the U.S., are actually doing online school right now. Mm-hmm. And this shit is affecting everybody differently. Mm-hmm. You had a perspective on Twitter when we was talking as far as, so what is your profession?
All right, I do multiple things. I'm an entrepreneur first.
Hey.
NelleNichole.com, High Vibe.
Let's get it.
Check me out on YouTube, High Vibe.
Get you some crystals.
All right. So, but secondly, I'm an educator. And so I actually step into schools within the after school space. And I work on, giving the kids fun things to do that are also enriching to their lives. And so we do what's called embedded learning. Mm-hmm. So kind of like a Montessori technique, but more fun, because we go, I deal with kids grade kindergarten through 6th grade.
Okay.
I also have a 12-year-old that just went to 7th grade. So yes, I got that whole full perspective from working in the schools, and being a part of the faculty, and also being a mother.
Okay. No doubt. Yeah. So I know the perspective we was talking about is that we haven't heard a lot in the mainstream media is, we hearing, kids got to go online, they got to, da-da-da-da. And then how will parents be able to work and stuff like that. But me and you were talking about the kids who are actually going to be forgotten during, and have been forgotten since quarantine started. So we won't even go to the school right now. We'll go back to when school first stopped. And how many kids from that point on that depended on school for meals and to get away from abusive households,
right?
To keep them out of the streets, just keep them busy in general.
Yeah.
How many kids have been lost to the streets just since March? Is that when it started?
That's March 12th was the last day I worked.
Okay.
So, my team and I are very intentional about the community approach. I call it a whole family approach. I try to stay as connected to not only my kids, their siblings, because I don't, just because I have one kid out of a family coming to see me in my program doesn't mean I get them all. Right. But I still love on all of them, and I try to incorporate that family aspect into as many things as we do, because let's face it, we in Flint, our demographic is a little poor, and when you have poverty, people are not as whole. Their priorities are not always I can't even say in the right place, but they're not always what we think they should be, because these people are worried about survival. Right. You get what I'm saying? So if it takes for a person like me, and my team to come in and be the only person that kid sees that day that might give them a hug, then I'm going to do that. If I'm the only person that my kids can come to when they need school supplies, because their teachers ain't got it. Let's be honest, they already buying for 30 more than that. I can't even fathom, the life of a teacher with that little funding. But, my company does receive a lot of grants and stuff like that. So we have that space to move and to provide things for our kids that sometimes their parents can't, the school can't. And I think I was talking to you about one little girl in particular that was on my mind. She was one of like 6 siblings. This little girl's 9 years old. When I first got to the school, I noticed like she had this really mature disposition about herself. Right. And usually when kids are like that, it's because they're experiencing some sort of trauma. And they've been brought up in that, and so you can see it as a sort of maturity that emanates off of them because they're used to dealing with adult situations.
I never looked at it like that.
And so this little girl, my daughter's just turned 12, and so she was like, the next size up under her. When I tell you, I was bringing her all the clothes. You ain't got no coat, baby, here go 3 coats.
Oh, that's what's up.
You ain't got no book bag, here go one for you and your little brother. Oh, you got 5 siblings and y'all don't know what y'all gonna eat when you get home? Let me go ask the lunch lady what we got left, because I'm getting ready to pack this stuff up for you.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
And so you guys are gonna eat tonight. So fast forward to COVID, we had those first few weeks off and everybody was in a disarray. We didn't know what was getting ready to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know how long this thing is getting ready to last. Yeah, so not only am I worried about y'all, but also I got to think about my family. My father is 79. I have a 12-year-old, so I have 2 high-risk people in my everyday life. And I'm worried about how this is going to affect my family.
Right.
But then once the smoke kind of cleared a little bit and we got to see a little bit more of the situation and how dire it was, of course we kicked into wellness gear, which is basically contact these parents, see what they need. Do they need food? Do they need, transportation? Do they need connection to people that can help them pay their bills? What do they need, type of thing? And when I tell y'all, I'm not gonna say the school I work for, the company that I work for.
Point them out.
But, and it's not, I don't even think it's their fault. But in my particular program, I was able to maybe get in touch with 25% of my people. I don't know what happened within that first month or so. People stopped answering the phones. People's phones were disconnected. We know why they disconnected.
Yeah. Well.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not able to catch up with these babies that I was helping feed every day. Are they eating? I don't know what the situation is like at home, because it was already, a touchy situation, being that they're living in poverty. And now we've taken that up 10,000 notches.
Yeah.
So how, what's the parents' emotional body like right now? Are they able to provide that love and care and nurturing for 5, 6 kids on a daily basis? You know what I'm saying? I'm sending things like, there's a policy where we have to have students signed up in order to help them. And the school year ended. So that requires a re-signing up. I was like, you know what? Bump that. I'm sending these kids care packages. I don't even care. So I don't know if the kids got the stuff You know, if they even still live there, maybe they've been evicted. I don't know what the situation is. And I think when we talked that night, it was really weighing heavily on me, the fact that, you know, I played such an integral role in these kids' lives, and now there's literally no way for me to check up on them.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Very crazy.
And that's why I wanted to bring you on, because that was a whole perspective of the COVID thing, the situation that I hadn't even thought about. Like, you know, we had been talking so much about, you know, kids in general, like, okay, they don't have school, and everybody was thinking of it on a surface level. Like, all right, my kids, the people who are, you know, okay financially and have stable homes are like, all right, well, my kids don't have school now, what am I supposed to do? Like, and these are problems too, because it's like we have to work, like we just said, money make the world go round. How do you provide food and a roof over your kid's head, and you have to sit home with them all day? You know what I'm saying? Like, and you don't work, or your girl not working, or both of y'all. How do you balance that in this society? And this is why I say the education system, just like the justice system here, needs to be rehauled. It is a very old way of doing things in 2020. We've been doing things the same way since like the 1700s and shit with school.
Entirely too long.
And it's like...
Damn near archaic.
Yeah, exactly. And it needs to be...
have the summers off just because, hey, yo, it's too hot in this building for us to be doing that right now. Like, summer break ain't even just, oh, yeah, kids go enjoy a couple months off. It was like...
Listen,
it was unattainable for them.
Oh, really?
And now we don't even get that, because in Flint, I don't know if y'all know, we have what's called a balanced calendar.
I've seen that.
And so because our kids' proficiency rates were so low, when I tell you at the school I was working at that year, the proficiency rate was 15%. That means out of everything that they learned that year, 15% of those kids are able to move forward.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? That's how low the
retention.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just crazy, the decisions that are being made, and it's like, where does that start? You know, we got to get to the crack in the boat, the leak in the boat, and really like fix that boy, instead of just trying to like keep going as if nothing's wrong with the system. Yeah, it's not the kids' fault that they're not learning.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, like internet learning, okay, cool. Even if every kid in the world has access to a computer, I gotta go over to my friend's house for the Wi-Fi. Like you send everybody a computer. Okay, cool. It's already loaded with all of the stuff that your kid needs to, you know, log in and learn. I don't have the internet here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's about to be. There have been a lot of kids lost since March, and it's going to be even more coming towards this school year. Because what do you do for kids who don't have the resources at home? Like,
let me tell you this too. I'm calling parents all through the summer, all through now. I just got a list of all the students that are enrolled in my school, and I'm calling every single parent, just like, what's up? How y'all doing? What y'all need? Do you need something for your kid to do? Like, I'm here.
So is there any programs?
I'm sorry. I just have to say this. When I tell you, so many of my parents, and I don't know whose fault this is, they didn't even know school started on August 5th.
You know what, Dre? Can you put an article up I sent you? I seen an article on that when they were like, school started and they were missing like 3,000 students.
Truancy is a huge issue at this point, because are you going to put cases on all of these people?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
And what is the root of that issue?
Yeah.
And how do we get around it? So, like, it's really an all-around thing that's happening right now. But, yeah, even at my school, like, they had a certain amount of kids show up, and then the number kind of dwindled. And we're like, what is going on? But I think it's just, for one, like I said, a lot of these people are prioritizing survival over education right now. Yeah. And then on top of that, just the fact that, like, a lot of my students are being raised by grandparents, people that aren't able to even understand what is a computer, what's a link.
Exactly. Yeah.
They said zoom in, pinch the
yeah, exactly.
Right, like that's the reality of it. So I don't know what we gonna do.
If you zoom in hard enough, you see your teacher.
You see your what?
You see your teacher if you zoom in hard enough.
I thought you said something else. You zoom in hard enough, you see something else will start with a T. I was like, what website?
Yo, I just heard a story about that.
Yeah. So this what we talking about as far as the educators going to door to connect.
Oh yeah.
They all these different missing children from the virtual classes. I feel like I'm just read the whole shit. But
my team was a part of that, going door to door. We literally had to do wellness checks. I wasn't there that day, but some people that I work closely with literally had to go door to door and be like, "What's up?" And when I tell y'all, they was getting cussed out. Don't come to my door.
Oh, the parents was cussing them out?
You think they wasn't?
Wow.
Like the
Nah, but I'm saying that's the same
front,
thing.
man.
Like when like my girl has to do calls sometimes, just for her job or whatever. And it's some people that's like if I didn't personally authorize you to have my number, why are you calling me? Like I didn't personally give you my number, so it doesn't matter what you stand for, who you're calling for. You know what I'm saying? What company you work for. Don't talk. I don't know you. You don't know me.
Yeah.
Like I'm not telling you nothing. I don't have to.
Yeah, a lot of people they don't trust the system. Bro.
So it's you know what I'm saying.
They don't trust the system,
and I don't blame people.
My thing is this though too. So my mom works for Flint Public Schools, and she does a lot of the same things where she's calling people that had kids on truancy or for truancy and that sort of thing. She's had to go door to door and that sort of thing. And it's one thing if you hang up, if you pick up the phone and it's somebody calling you about your car insurance needs to be updated, this isn't it. But if they calling about your kid's future,
reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Yeah,
I hate that shit.
Hey, the first time they got me though, I was like, damn, my shit really, okay.
Like, dang.
Really,
I'm not on my
about to expire.
I just paid this one. But I mean, it's one thing if they're calling about some BS, but it's another thing if they're calling about your kid's future. And so I've had stories where my mom will come home and she'll just talk to me and she'll just be like, yo, like these parents be ready to fight me because I told them that they kid is about to flunk because they not showing up for school, or they about to flunk out because they not getting this, or they be fighting in school, and it's like when you don't have money, like you got to be working 40, 50, 60 hours a week. You barely got time to raise your kids, and you looking at this kids as a daycare, or you looking at school as a daycare.
Absolutely.
That's what COVID has showed us, is that our school system is childcare.
Our kids get 3 meals a day plus snacks. This might be the only place where we encourage them to drink water. You know what I'm saying? Like they're getting that love. I don't know, but I think that issue goes farther back. I mean, I think that I look at everything from the perspective of being a black woman, and our community has been attacked by every angle. And so when we want to talk about the parents that are raising these kids now, you have to talk about how they were raised. Most of them came up during the crack epidemic and shit like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Where their families were dismantled. They didn't have the guidance, and so now they're full-grown adults just trying to survive. Mentally unwell, physically unwell. All of their habits are shitty. It is what it is. Some of my parents come pick kids up drunk and high. You in my face, and I'm supposed to report that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a situation where they really, truly don't know better. And so that's why we take a full family approach, because we do things like GED classes for the parents. We teach them how to coupon. We teach them financial literacy. One of the partners that I work with, not my company, but while we're watching your kids, you can come in and learn how to coupon. And so you can get food to feed everybody in the family, but it really, like, I think it goes back to what bro was saying. It takes the accountability and the effort and initiative of the parent to want to better their situation.
Exactly.
A lot of people are living life, on autopilot.
Yeah. And like you said, in poverty, it's survival. Like you literally are just thinking on survival mode, and it's hard. And it's even harder to think outside of that now when everybody is living on survival mode because of COVID.
Yeah.
Like everybody's trying to survive right now.
This is something that I mean, I kind of allude to this a lot, but I'm an MBA student at Michigan State, right? That's my day job right now. And so I'm around people that, I mean, their kids, I mean, their parents are doctors, lawyers, the second generation this, first generation this, and so their parents got money, right? And so when I get in conversations with these, these people, and I'm trying to drill home to them that, like, in our area, like your ability to think about the future, your ability to think about tomorrow, your ability to plan is a luxury, and they don't understand that because they've never had to be in a situation where they were like, I always knew I was going to college, I always knew there was going to be food on the table, I never had to think about where my next meal was coming from. And like, you don't really understand how much of a luxury it is just to be able to think about tomorrow.
To have options, to have choices.
Yeah. So.
So I do want to ask you, what are some resources right now for kids who may be going through these type of situations we just talked about, who are stuck at home in abusive households, or just in, like you said, toxic situations at the crib? They ain't got no food. Like GS said, they ain't even got no damn internet. Where can they find these resources? Like, and how can we get? Because like, if the parents don't care, how can we try to get straight to the kids?
Directly to the kids.
So that's my job.
Okay.
Literally, I'm going to reverse answer that question. So my job is to appeal to the kids by way of getting them to do something we call buy-in. And so with my program, I basically come with this facade that I'm going to bring you all the fun, and you come in and we go on field trips and I give you snacks and you can eat with us and we can do things that you guys like to do, but they don't even realize they're learning. Their lives are being enriched in different ways. They're being exposed. Like I have my kids do this violin program. How many black kids sitting up picking up violins? You know what I mean?
That's dope.
So that's one way that we try to step in and sort of shake up their reality. I love being a black woman, going to work every day, do my little hair, put my makeup on, and I'm young. So I get to show up and show them what a young black professional looks like. Mm-hmm. That's my favorite part of my job, is that they might not know one person who can code switch. Hey, what up, though? Yeah, so did you do your homework today? You know what a proper noun is? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I'm able to reach them where they are, but then also show them that you can be so much more than what you see. Now, what can the parents do as far as resources and stuff like that? They need to reach out to the school. I know at my school, in particular, we have what's called like a wellness team. And they literally have people appointed to like connect parents with companies that will help them when they're facing eviction or their bills are not able to be paid. We do giveaways at all the Flint community schools, I want to say, and I don't work for Flint community schools, let me put that disclaimer out there right now. Okay. But they do food giveaways all the time, you know what I mean? Like I want to say almost weekly. So if you need a couple extra groceries to get you through, you need you a gallon of milk and some vegetables, some fresh produce, you just have to kind of open your eyes and connect back with the community. I think a lot of times the young people who are out here who just trying to get it, but that have kids and stuff like that, a lot of times they be too worried about what's going on in the streets, and they just don't make themselves, they don't look in the right places for the things that they need. So those resources are definitely there. It's just up to them to like show up and participate.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So contact your schools, see what type of help you can get through them. I mean, we're all underprivileged here. You know what I mean? If you really need something, like there's so much grant money out there, and so many people who their jobs are to help you.
And are they doing anything for the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, so I know that's a sketchy thing because some schools don't have enough materials for their students, for everybody to have what they need. They definitely are supposed to. So what I will say is, if you're in a situation where, like I know for a fact there's supposed to be one laptop per student for the most part. In some families, if there's multiple students in that household, they'll only give you like a certain amount because they're trying to make sure that they can service each family, not necessarily each child. But that's not really my lane. I can't really speak on that. But what I would say is, get on the school's nerves. Because at the end of the day, if the reason your child is not coming to school is because you don't have Wi-Fi, you got to let somebody know that. Okay. I also heard Verizon was giving out hotspots. I don't know if there's any validity to that. Maybe we could Google. But I heard Verizon was giving out hotspots to people that need it. And yeah, man, I wish I had more resources to just say on air, but I kind of don't. We've been cussing and stuff. I don't want to say who I work for.
So this is what we're going to do. Give them to me or send them to me in private through a message or something, and then I'm going to put them up. After the show. Like I know the Mott Foundation is doing a lot, the Crim Foundation is doing a lot, you know what I mean? So you guys just gotta get out there and start calling these people. Get on some people's nerves, man. There's money out here for y'all. That's
supposedly. You know what I'm saying? Which is kind of crazy because I'm like, when somebody put me onto the whole Verizon having hotspots, and I'm like, if Verizon got hotspots, I don't know. It just, when I seen it pissed me off because I'm like, if y'all got this resource available for anybody that needs it, how come I have to know about this and contact you guys? But maybe that's just the humanitarian in me. Mm-hmm. I would be contacting schools and seeing
because
like,
we would be like,
where's the need?
Y'all need this?
Where's the need? Let me fill it.
I have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
but see,
like,
it's I'm generous, but hey, come on, man, don't be asking.
Exactly, yeah. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. These internet companies are stepping up to expand their Wi-Fi. Hotspot coverage for Americans.
You want to read the whole paragraph?
Yo, but did y'all hear? Listen, to get on a totally different topic. I forgot your name. I'm so sorry because it's disrespectful. It's your podcast.
Yeah, I know it's my. Look, she recognized it was my podcast.
Okay, here we go with the Jeff Scott.
That's Blake. I remember now.
Yeah,
that's Blake.
I appreciate it.
So Blake,
so Jeff Scott. So figure I feel you now, bro. And I got the shirt on.
Right.
So.
Figure I'll never say it's Jeff's podcast again, bro.
So he was okay. So Dream said something earlier.
Oh.
My bad.
Oh.
You know it's love. Dream said something earlier and you mistook what he said and thought he was talking about something else. So I actually seen this lady that just got on Facebook Live the other day Sis was saying she had a 10-year-old son that was on his computer and stuff like that, and in the middle of his Zoom class. I want to be very clear about the fact that it was a Zoom class. Zoom doesn't have the most secure situation going on or whatnot
at all.
So they've got these babies facilitating class, or teachers facilitating class to the babies over Zoom. They got hacked, and what did they show on the screen when they hacked that classroom but some porn?
Oh wow.
So like that's yet another thing.
My girl was on a conference call with some people from her job or whatever, and they work with political work and doing all this other stuff. So she's on this call with this Democratic Party. They talking about, mobilizing and getting more people to vote, with their agenda, blah, 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 blah. So they coming up with their game plan. Somebody logs in with a swastika as their icon, and they just start playing a bunch of Trump rally footage.
Oh, wow.
So they kicked this person out 3 or 4 times, and they just kept coming back. They had to shut down their whole little Zoom thing, go to a totally another link, open up another room, because old boy came in there wilding.
So we say this to say, watch your kids' classrooms if you can.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on them.
Yeah, if you have time, definitely monitor your children, monitor what's going on with them. Because just sitting a kid in front of a computer can go bad in so many ways anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
and if your kid's gonna be on Zoom, just make sure you're not doing nothing illegal in the background.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? I seen a mom smoke some weed on camera in the middle of her kid's class. So just look, man. You know what I mean? It's. I mean, weed's legal, but you know what I mean. Just
the way they look at it,
be professional.
You in there smoking with your kid, and
I was about to say you finna get that baby shaking.
It's a case for real. But yeah, man. I'm glad Nell came through here. I'm glad GS showed up.
Oh,
my dog always show up and show up every time.
Boy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I pretty much got to everything I want. Not everything I want to talk to you about, but we're gonna have you on here again eventually.
For sure. It's been a pleasure.
Go to NelleNichole.com. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely.
And it's High Vibes.
Yeah, but everything is on there. You'll see everything once you get on there. But yeah, my spiritual sector is High Vibe. I'm also a music artist, so me and George, I'm so sorry, bro. Bruh, he told me quit calling him George.
Call nigga George one more time.
I
can feel him going twitching.
No, but he and I are in cahoots. For some people that know me personally, y'all know I do music, and so we're working on a project. So the next time I come, we definitely gotta highlight that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That's what it is.
Y'all gotta bring some music right here.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I know D Golden. D Golden was the first person that I met that kept saying your name.
Yeah.
And that's how I know you did music. But yeah, we're gonna bring you back here. GS, you always come back.
Yeah, whenever y'all need the boy.
And I think we good. Blizzy, we alright?
I think we good. I think it's a wrap.
Alright, peace.